All right, let's jump right in. Today, we're taking a close look at a strategic briefing that could shape the future of agriculture in Kerala. And it's all being guided by the vision of one man, Mr. Thomas Samuel, the Additional Director of Agriculture. We're going to unpack his ideas for making the state's entire farm sector stronger. Okay, so what's the big picture here? Well, this is all laid out like a formal briefing, really digging into the major challenges facing Kerala's farmers. We're going to explore the innovative solutions on the table and get to the heart of the vision that's driving all of this forward.
We've got a clear path for this. First, we'll get to know the leader himself, Mr. Samuel. Then we'll dive into his strategies for modernizing farms and, just as importantly, supporting the farmers. From there, we'll shift gears to a really critical topic, nutrition, and the mission designed to tackle it, before we wrap up with a powerful call to action.
Right, so first things first, before we get into the what, let's talk about the who. It's absolutely crucial to understand the person behind these ambitious initiatives. Okay, so we're talking about Mr. Thomas Samuel. And look, he's wearing two major hats here. He's not only the additional director for farms and biogas, but also the managing director of the State Warehousing Corporation. This is a huge deal. It means he sees everything, from what's happening on the ground in the farms to the large-scale logistics of storing and moving produce. And wow, his track record? It really does speak for itself. We're not talking about a one-time thing here. There's a real pattern of excellence. He was recognized as the best at the district level back in 2015, and then he earned the top award at the state level in 2019. That shows consistent, impactful leadership over the long haul.
So you see the awards, you see the recognition, but what does that actually mean? How does that expertise translate into real-world action? Well, it all starts with his core strategy for bringing the state's farms into the 21st century.
And this is where it gets really interesting. His approach is all about using smart, modern techniques. Think about integrated farming systems. It's like a perfect circle where nothing goes to waste. Or high-density planting. I mean, who wouldn't want to get way more fruit from the same amount of land? It's just smart farming. And look, this isn't some pie-in-the-sky idea. This is happening right now, on the ground. The farm at Neriamangalam, it's the poster child for this approach. It's living proof that these strategies really, really work. And you can actually see the results. This chart shows you exactly what we're talking about. The impact is clear. Things run more smoothly, they're getting more produce out of the land, and it's all being done in a way that's built to last for years to come. Okay, so making the farms themselves better is huge, right? But that's only one side of the coin. What about the people actually doing the work, the farmers? Providing direct support for them is the other critical piece of the puzzle. The support for them is built on three really solid pillars. First, you've got to start with quality stuff, making sure they get top-notch coconut seedlings at a fair price. Makes sense, right? Second, and this is so important, if a farmer has a problem, there's actually a place to go and get it fixed. Their voice gets heard. And third, they're not left in the dark. There's real outreach to keep them in the loop. And when you look at this, you really get a sense of the sheer scale of his directorate. It's not just one thing, it's the whole shebang. From massive farm development projects and biogas infrastructure all the way down to handling farmer complaints and making sure they get the right seeds. It's a complete 360-degree approach. So when you have that much experience on the ground, you start to see the bigger picture. And Mr. Samuel identified a huge vulnerability, a weak spot for the entire state. And it's an issue that affects every single one of us: nutritional security. Yeah, it really all comes down to this one simple but incredibly powerful question. How safe is the food on your plate? How much control do we really have over what our families are eating, especially when a lot of it comes from outside the state? I love this slide because it makes it so clear. It's like a tale of two plates. On one side, you've got food from your own garden. You know exactly what went into it. It's a direct investment in your family's health. The other side? Well, that's a gamble, a total roll of the dice. You just don't know what pesticides you might be getting. So, the mission becomes absolutely crystal clear. We've got to cut down on the amount of potentially unsafe vegetables coming in from outside, and we need to make sure every single family can get their hands on safe, nutritious, pesticide-free food. So how do you tackle a challenge that big? Well, the solution Mr. Samuel is proposing is brilliant because it's not some massive top-down government program. It starts small. It starts right at home. It's called the Poshaka Samrudhi Mission, and honestly, the idea is so simple but so powerful. It's all about empowering every household to have its own nutritional garden.
It's a strategy to build health security from the ground up, one family at a time, giving you control over your own food source.
And the mission has 4 clear goals. Number 1, help people get healthier through what they eat. 2, make sure that food is totally free of pesticides. 3, break the dependency on food from other places. And 4, and this might be the most important, teach the next generation why all of this matters so much.
All right, so this brings us to the bottom line. We've got the leader, we've got the plan, and we've got the solution. So what happens now? Where do we go from here?
You know, this quote just says it all, doesn't it? Having access to safe, healthy food isn't some nice-to-have luxury. It is an absolute essential. It's the very foundation for better health and a secure future for everyone in the state.
So what's the big takeaway from all of this? It's a direct, passionate call to action for the farmers, families, and everyone in Kerala. Adopt the Poshaka Samrudhi Mission. This is so much bigger than just planting a few vegetables. It's about taking control of your family's health right now and building a stronger, more food-secure state for generations to come.